Welcome back to your hour. Joining us now is Kimberly Gordon. She's a forensic handwriting expert, and you can visit her website and learn more about what she does at innerwrighthealing.com, and Wright is W-R-I-T-E. So, what's up today?
Well, last week we talked about your baselines and your line of reality. So I thought to help you out with that line of reality, we'd talk about your slants on what the slant of your handwriting does.
Okay.
So you need to get that line of reality fixed so you're in the optimistic end. And once you get to that point, then pay attention to your slant. What your slant is, is think of yourself as you're just standing there. This is you. Your slant is you. Your slant actually is going to be what makes you react very quickly, or it's going to make you sit back and think before you react, which is a good thing. So on the slants, think about when you're standing there. What does it tell you if somebody starts leaning backwards? What kind of a...
They're disengaging.
Exactly. So if you have a left slant in that back, and the further back it goes, the more disengaged that individual will be. Left slanted people aren't ones that like to give too much info about themselves, because sometimes they don't even really understand themselves. So they kind of keep it all hidden in. They don't want to reveal anything, not because they're, lying or trying to actually hide stuff. It's just because they don't know how to do
private.
it. Yes, very private. It depends on the slant. Now, the further back you go, the more you're going to fall over, and you're thinking, "Uh-oh, I'm going to fall," and you become a little bit more hidden from everybody. So the further the slant, the more there's going to be an issue of really getting to know that person, because they're kind of hard to get to know.
Does it make a difference whether a person is left-handed or right-handed as to how they slant
No, that has nothing to do with their... Years ago, that was the deal, that they thought the slant had to do with right or left-handed, but that's not the case. No. Handwriting is brain writing. Your brain is going to determine what comes out of there. It's whatever's going on up here is what ends up here. So then you've got the left. So then you look, the next is if you're standing straight. That's vertical. So when you're standing vertical, you have a 360 view of everything. So you're standing up. So you're going to be less reactive. You're going to think, because you've got this view, so you're going to think everything through before you react. And so you can actually make decisions not based on emotion, which is a good thing, because a lot of people make their decisions based on emotion.
Yeah.
So vertical is a very good slant. Also, if you're talking about compatibility, vertical writers can either do pretty good with the left, or they can also do pretty good with the right slanted person, because they've got that view. And person, oh, they don't want to talk to me? Fine, I'm fine with that. Right-handed person, oh, they're a little emotional, let me help them out.
Yeah.
So they're good either way. Now, if you go just a little bit to the right slant, that's actually, between the vertical and that slight right slant is actually the best slant to have. Now, think of when you're standing up straight and you start to lean forward. So when you barely start to lean forward, then the person in front of you is like, okay, they've got something to tell me. They're good at communicating.
Or they're showing interest.
Yeah, and they've got that interest going on. So that slant is very good, because you can either make decisions based on emotion, but not much emotion, or none at all, like the vertical. So that's a good slant to have. And you have a little bit more like emotion in you, to be a little bit more empathetic than what a vertical writer would be as well. Now, as you go further right, you're going to falling on your face. So the further right you go, the more emotional the writer. Now, if you have a severe right slant, those individuals could actually have a lot of emotional issues going on, and they will react to anything and everything without even knowing what they're reacting to. Now, also a severe right slant individual, depending on what the rest of the handwriting says, can actually become a violent individual as well, because they don't know how to deal with the emotion of things coming up.
Okay.
So the slant is very important as well as the baseline. Those two are very important together on how you respond, what your moods are going to be, how you're going to get through the day. And you also will notice that depending on your situation, how that slant will be. And like if you're upset, something just happened, and you're real emotional, you might even notice your slants going a little bit more to the right. If you're upset with somebody and you don't want anybody to know you're upset, you might even start writing a little left. It depends on your moods, actually, on how your slant is, but you do have that overall general slant that you will write with on a daily basis. But your moods can alter the slant and the baseline as well.
So you can alter your mood by altering your slant?
Yep, you sure can. You sure can. Same with the baseline. You can alter your mood by changing the baseline. And on how you do that. That's why I say when you change your handwriting, it can change you as an individual on how you do things.
See, I just find this so interesting. And I'm learning something all the time from you, and I find it interesting, and I find myself looking at people's handwriting now. I don't have the skills you do for looking at people's handwriting, but there are some things I can pick up on.
Yeah, see my handwriting? What do you think on the slant?
Yeah, not barely.
Barely right. So I'm right in between that vertical and right slant, where I can actually look at you and not get emotional and talk to you as a person.
Well, that would be good. Well, and I want to remind everybody to tune in at 2 o'clock today for Mouthy Broads. And we actually have a guest today. His name is Charles